storied team at the 2013 MasterCard Memorial Cup is at 1 win and 1 loss. A win puts the team that gets it tonight in a pretty good spot. Nathan McKinnon's out there right away. This is the big line, the line everybody wants to see for Halifax. McKinnon wears number 22, Jonathan Drouin. He's right at the top of the crease right now. He's 27. And Martin Burke is dangerous too. He's number 91 for Halifax. A small lineup change for London. Tyler Ferry will play the point now. He was playing forward early on. Miles Liberati, he's into the lineup, and Justin Sefton is out of the lineup. Horvat, he's playing with Ryan Rupert. And Seth Griffith, quick pass from Oli Mata, and Zach Kukala makes the save. McKinnon passes ahead to Drouin. There's 4 Mooseheads here. Trey Lewis puts one right on, and Jake Patterson made the save.
A couple of early touches on each side for the goaltender from pretty good scoring position, so that should help both of those guys feel a little more confident, especially Patterson making his first start here in the MasterCard Memorial Cup.
Austin Hardy from Brossard, Quebec, the defenseman, sends it into the London zone. Darcy Ashley barrels in against Nikita Zadorov. Pass comes out of the corner, but it's right to Max Domi. Domi speeds into the Halifax end. Broadhurst heads to the net, gets the pass, back to Domi, tries to get a shot away, and Ashley came back to tie him up, and in fact knocked the stick out of Domi's hands. Stephen McCauley. He can't get a shot away. Puck comes outside the line. Nikita Zadorov, he's 6'5", so that helped him knock that one down. Tierney tried the return feed to Zadorov. Kukali covers it, and that will get the whistle. The keys to the game tonight brought to you by Irwin Tools, the makers of Vice Grip Brew Block Pliers. Invite you to celebrate National Tradesman Day on September 20th.
For the Halifax Mooseheads, it's Joe go time. That's Jonathan Drouin, just 1 goal so far. His timing's looked a little off, and he looked poised, upset at himself. I think he's about ready for a breakout game. And for the London Knights, stand pat. Jake Patterson in goal, making his first start. What will the nerves be like? Surely the 12 minutes he got into last night should help him feel at least a little more comfortable in this match.
Big Conrad Albertshauser, the overage German import, all-time leading defenseman scorer for the Halifax Mooseheads. He's number 10. Halifax trying to play a lot in the London zone early. Patterson, head to Murmis. Matt Rupert punches it to Brett Wolichka. Wolichka, the London native. His shot was off the skate of Hardy. Changed directions on Kukali, but he stayed with it. Go to Murmis. Loses an edge. He did get it into the Halifax end, though. Brent Andrews. Head to Andrew Ryan. Ryan from Paradise, Newfoundland let the shot go. That didn't miss by much. Kenzie Weegar made the all-rookie team in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Number 52, he's a defenseman. Remy Yari, number 81 here for London from Green Valley, Ontario. He led the Knights in rookie scoring during the playoffs. Got the center, but no further. Drouin back to Burke. Hard shot, and it's right into the Knights logo on Jake Patterson.
Rami Naeli is a really interesting character. He doesn't get a ton of minutes. It reminds me of Bo Horvat and Max Domi last year, where you know he's going to see a ton of minutes next year. And here, he shows his great skating ability, but then he makes a poor decision in the neutral zone as the Halifax D crashes down on him. Immediately, it's a turnover that goes back the other way. And there's 2 guys you don't want to see, Drouin and Furk. And good job by Patterson to feel confident, get out to the top of the crease and in front of that blue ice and make a good solid stop.
Chris Tierney wins the face-off against Darcy Ashley, and Tierney will take control inside his own end. Abelshauser touches it. There's a slashing call coming up, and it appears it will be Stephen McCauley heading to the penalty box, which means London's going to the power play.
McCauley's first shift, and obviously not happy about spending it in the penalty box, but here's a guy now who's won 4 straight President's Cup, 3 of them the St. John Sea Dogs, and the Halifax Mooseheads with the win this season, playing in his 3rd straight MasterCard Memorial Cup. And you can see him bear down in the back of Hughes as the play started to move up ice.
Knights are 2 for 9 on the power play in this MasterCard Memorial Cup. Halifax has a shorthanded goal, and it's by this man, Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon trying to keep the pressure on Drouin. He's staying right on Max Domi, creates the turnover. Halifax has allowed 3 power play goals in their 2 games, though, so they'd like to tighten up their penalty kill a bit.
You know, it's interesting. A lot of times in the regular season, we've seen London work on the power play. This is just the 6th power play. I mean, that's unheard of. And when you talk about a team that is low scoring, so far the lowest in this tournament, there's a pretty good reason why. They just haven't had enough time with the extra man.
Seth Griffith makes a move at center. Now he's into the Halifax end. Griffith. He's enjoyed a nice run on an 8-game point streak, including the first 2 games of the MasterCard Memorial Cup. Out of a redirect. Chance for Horvat in tight, and Zach Fucale makes a couple of big saves. Horvat gets the pass back to Broadhurst. Had to use his glove to settle it. Griffith to Horvat, trying to get it to the net. Domi chases after it in the corner. And Halifax rips it down the ice with 40 seconds to go in the power play. Nikita Zadorov. He has one of the Knights' 2 power play goals in the tournament. That was a game winner in game 1 against Saskatoon.
Good job by Halifax here in the neutral zone all game, and even here while a man down.
Down to 20 seconds to go in this power play. Not much happening for the Knights. Josh Anderson, who loses control, comes to the line. Harrington keeps it in. Puck bouncing around. Comes to the front of the net. Ryan Rupert couldn't get a stick on it. Anderson trying to wrap it around. Comes back to Zadorov. Zadorov hands off to Rupert. He goes cross ice to Harrington. Snaps his shot. Fucale to save. Albert Hauser takes over. McCauley hollering for a pass. He's out of the penalty box. Puck didn't get to him. Tierney to Rupert. Bouncing puck. Zadorov kicks it down low. Tierney makes another move. This time can't get past Abelshauser, and now Stephen McCauley with a jump in his step after his team killed off his penalty, sends it into the London zone.
Pretty tight game being played by both these teams with so much at stake. Don't ask me to do the math to figure it out.
We never ask you to do math.
Thank you. Zach Fucale again, a couple of touches early on, and RJ, you made the astute observation that throughout the course of the pregame warm-up did not look particularly sharp, but he has been sharp so far to start this game, and you see Brendan Duke gets caught in no man's land as Mata goes down and creates a good opportunity, and as play would continue, Fucale giving Duke a tap on the pants saying, thanks for clearing that second chance away into the corner for me.
London is the home team, so they get last change. Top line for Halifax is out there, and it looks like Dale Hunter will want to put Bo Horvat up against this top line for the Mooseheads. Abelshauser hands off to his defense partner, Mackenzie Weegar. He stick handles through center, sends it in, quickly in on the forecheck himself. Broadhurst right back out of the zone. Abelshauser doesn't handle that pass from McKinnon. Now he's forced back by Griffith. Jonathan Drouin. He knew McKinnon would get ahead of steam. Left the puck there for him. McKinnon tries to dump it in. It's off a stick. And that goes out of play.
It's funny, that's why Dale Hunter made a couple of line changes. I mean, he had Domi and Griffith playing together. Now he puts Domi with Tierney and Broadhurst and allows Horvat to work with his line against the top gunners. And the other interesting part of it is, just as that second layer of defense, Tyler Ferry being put back. And so if things should break down offensively, they'll try and get Tyler Ferry out there as part of the defensive pairing, who too can give you some of that offensive. It's interesting because this whole line matching thing has become a topic of conversation because there's so much skill in this event. And when we talked to Dominique Ducharme about it, he said, I actually kind of prefer being the away guy here because I don't have to worry about matchups. And sometimes you can get consumed by that, and as a result, lose your bench a little bit. And so with not having last change, he doesn't have to worry about it.
It's pretty good when you have a line of McKinnon, Drouin, and Burke that you can put out there a lot. Go head-to-head with anyone's top line or a checking line and usually come out on top. Puck knocked down in the high slot by Matthew Boudreau. Knights the other way. Max Domi drops it off for Tierney. That's broken up by the Mooseheads, and now Stephen McCauley, who's had a strong tournament, 3 points in 2 games so far. Rifles it in. And a roughing penalty is coming up to London. And it'll be Chris Tierney, so Halifax will get its first power play.
When you look at the Hunters since they bought the franchise, November of 2001, the record is spectacular. 350 win seasons. They made 3 MasterCard Memorial Cup appearances, of course, winning it in 2005 with that rock star team that featured the likes of Corey Perry. And the man on your left who is Dale's son, and that's Dylan Hunter. Big piece of that championship-winning team.
Knights are in their 3rd MasterCard Memorial Cup. They've made the final every time, winning in 05, as Sam mentioned, and lost in overtime last year. Power play for Halifax, Martin Firth. Sends it back to Abelshauser. Now Jonathan Drouin. They like to have the puck on his stick. Gets it to McKinnon in front of the net. Fournier, who's really been a power play specialist, had 16 power play goals during the regular season in front of the net, and there he is. He comes through on the power play. The captain, Stéphane Fournier, chuck up another power play goal.
You know, RJ, we looked during Connected, and the panel talked about the supporting cast for the London Knights, but even going back a couple of games ago, where we felt Halifax would be able to make its hay, and that's with the supporting cast. Yes, McKinnon, Duran, and Firth, but it's Fournier. Look at the battle he has in front of the net. I mean, he's jousting. You should give that guy a sword and a shield. He's just jousting in front of the net. But finally, he fights for position, and good goal scorers will do that. They'll push the defenseman away. They'll spin around. They'll find a way to get inside position. And a good job by Fournier to bear hard down onto the stick. With 3 London Knights around him, he's able to get it past the goaltender, Patterson, and quite obviously, he's a little juiced.
When you combine the regular season, the playoffs, and now the MasterCard Memorial Cup, that's 24 power play goals this season for Stéphane Fournier. Big body, tough to tie up in front.
You know, it's funny, RJ, because you look at all the draft-eligible guys in this game, there's a lot of guys playing for contracts as well. Fournier would be in that category.
Well, the Knights find themselves in familiar territory at this MasterCard Memorial Cup, falling behind early on. Ryan Falkenham, Halifax native, dumps it in to Peter Zadorov. They try to deal with 2 Mooseheads down there. It's Falkenham who's dragging it along the boards. Finally, Tyler Ferry, Andy Guy, forward/defenseman, able to knock it loose, but then he iced it.
Well, that's just it. He's not used to having that draw weight. He hasn't played in the back end in a little while, but over the course of the last couple of years, we've been able to see what Ferry's been able to do. And you see both defensemen there back behind the net trying to outnumber the Halifax Mooseheads. And there's Ferry with a good defensive play to separate man from puck, and then just a little too much juice on the icing attempt. But a guy who is so valuable to this team because of that versatility.
Knights able to clear the zone. Abelshauser tried to dump it back in, went off a leg, gets it again.
Up the wall! Up the wall!
Martin Firth, quick pass, read well by Ryan Rupert. His attempt to hit Bo Horvat was too far ahead, and another icing against London. Here's the top scorers, brought to you by Fram Filters. Participate in the Fram and Prestone Drive for the Cup hockey bracket. Visit www.driveforthecup.ca.
What a highlight reel activity between Nathan McKinnon and Ty Ratty, who's had 2 beauty goals with the toe drag backhand move. Josh Nichols has acquitted himself quite well for the hometown team. Juliot from the back end for Portland.
Long lead pass. That was in danger of being another icing. Ryan Rupert knocked it out of midair, at least touched it with a stick to prevent 3 straight icings. Tommy Hughes right back into the Halifax end. Cali can't stop it behind the net. It's okay. Trey Lewis, solid defenseman, real leader on this Halifax team, able to get it down into the London end. Brendan Duke. One of 3 players on Halifax from Cole Harbour, Stephen McCauley, and of course Nathan McKinnon. Darcy Ashley. He's from Prince Edward Island. Got it in front of McCauley. The puck's loose. Ashley dives and scores. What an effort by Darcy Ashley. And Halifax is up 2-0.
Great speed here utilized by the Halifax Mooseheads. And once again, that supporting cast really coming to the fore. And you watch here, watch 81. That's McCauley. He takes off like a shotgun. He's trailing the play, but he wants inside position. He wants to step on the defender. He gets that, and that's what creates all the issues, because his ability to get a stick on that puck forces Patterson to leave that rebound on the doorstep. And then a great job here by Ashley to follow up once again. Ashley goes hard to the net. He beats his man there and is able to just flick it past Patterson. A diving attempt, and the Mooseheads up 2 Cobb.
You know, Sam, it's not surprising Darcy Ashley beat 2 nights to that puck. We watched him in practice, and even if he loses a face-off, he's mad. He's a competitive guy, and he makes all the Halifax Mooseheads better. He is determined, and he was not going to let anyone else get that puck but him.
He's a guaranteed player, and what I mean by that is he's not guaranteed to get you on the score sheet every game, but he's guaranteed to give you that maximum effort every time out on the ice. And he's so reliable in all situations, he finally gets rewarded for his efforts with that goal. His first in 12 games.
Not even midway through the first period, and the Halifax Mooseheads lead London 2-0. London fell down 3-0 to Portland last night. London's playing on back-to-back nights. Well, there's at least one penalty coming, a high sticking call. Heading straight to the penalty box is Max Domi.
In the first round to kind of figure out who might be available at that point.
Well, we have Trevor is here with me, and we have a range of guys that we feel will fall in that range. So we'll be looking at these guys. But again, there's always surprises. You know, sometimes their draft goes even in the first round is all over the map. So it's really hard to predict right now.
Mark, thank you and good luck on June 30th.
Thank you.
A couple of Montreal prospects on the Saskatoon Blades. Darren Dietz, Dalton Thrower. Maybe one of these players out here tonight will be a future prospect. Martin Furr got a shot. Halifax, they're feeling it tonight. Jonathan Drouin gets it back to Furr. On the power play, Halifax. Abel Towser gets it to Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon had an assist on the first goal. Tries for a goal himself, but shot it too high.
I'm here.
Jonathan Drouin backs it down along the boards. Takes a look. He'll just leave it. There's McKinnon. Back to Drouin, the give and go, and McKinnon missed the net.
It's a little bit more like Duran. Really crisp with the pass, right on the tape, and passing it like a pro.
First minute gone in this power play for Halifax. They're 1 for 1 with a man advantage. Drouin, shifty move. Didn't get the pass away. McKinnon comes back to retrieve the puck. McKinnon to the front of the net. Open is Fournier, but it's Seth Griffith with a steal, and he fires it down the ice. Down to 40 seconds to go in this power play. Knights all waiting back in the neutral zone. Here comes Mackenzie Weegar. McCauley over to Darcy Ashley. Ashley takes a shot. That was blocked. Tyler Ferry had slid down to block it. And then Chris Tierney right back down the ice.
I really love Tierney's game. He's a thinking man's player. He's started to wear the shot blockers. Got one on each side, and he says, no, I don't think so.
Sure, he's had final few seconds of the power play. Darcy Ashley takes a look. He can't get a lane to the net. Weegar takes a shot. They score. Might have been tipped in front. Ashley celebrating. Another goal for Halifax. It's 3-0. What a start for the Mooseheads.
Oh, man, really taking advantage of the extra man. It's been so good here for the Halifax Mooseheads, and Weegar with the good shot from the point. Lots of traffic in front of net. And the one thing you can do, if you have a goaltender who hasn't played a lot here in the last couple of months, the one thing you can do to create havoc is throw all kinds of bodies in front of them. And just in that last shot, you can see 4 different bodies. 2 Mooseheads, 2 Knights, making it very difficult in front. And Ashley does a good job getting the elbows up, yet keeping the stick down.
Big game for Ashley. Penalty to Max Domi had just expired, so it won't be officially a power play goal, but he had no chance of getting into the play. Well, familiar territory for the Knights. Exact same scenario last night. Fell behind 3-0 to Portland. They were able to come back and tie it, but Portland came through with a 6-3 victory, including an empty net. Max Domi. He'll be leaned on to provide some offense. Knights need it. Lofts it in front of the net. Knocked down by Hardy. Didn't get it out. Domi's flying around. He has it again. Cross-ice pass to the open side. Hermes snaps one wide of the net. And a penalty coming up. This will be against Halifax. So the Knights will get their second power play of the game.
Ryan makes his way to the box now, and this game, a lot like yesterday, has been called relatively tight, and so the players really need to adjust. I mean, if you watched it all last night, you would have seen that, and you have to realize that, hey, anything near an infraction is going to be called, and again, that's not a bad situation. What you're looking for in the officiating is consistency, and it has been remarkably consistent through this tournament to this point.
Knights 0 for 1 on the power play. They need a goal. Seth Griffith. Back to Mata. Hard shot blocked by McKinnon. What doesn't he do? And the Mooseheads rifle it all the way down the ice.
His problem is there's really not much higher for him to go. I mean, both teams look at this tournament and say he's the number one guy. Yeah, of course, that's going to be a topic of discussion, but it just seems to me that it's just a little too juicy. Colorado, Seth Jones, defenseman. Boy, McKinnon's not hurting himself one bit.
Not at all. There's a couple of teams sitting back waiting to see what happens. Pretty good player will fall in their lap. Florida, Tampa. Knights on the power play. Broadhurst. There's Domi. Now Griffith sends it back into the corner to Domi. Minute gone in the power play. Broadhurst. No shot here from the Knights. Domi. Back to Broadhurst. He's the lone man back there. Over to Domi. There's a shot off the side of the net. Fournier tries to close on Domi. Made the pass to Griffith. Ray Lewis comes back there. A tackle. Puck's under everybody, so they'll whistle this one down.
McCauley, I believe, is the goal scorer there, but actually has a good celebration. Maybe he's trying to deke us all out.
No, looking at that replay, I think he tipped it in the top of the circle.
Top of the circle. Those ones.
Once they see the replay, I'm sure it will change to Ashley.
Get another look at it for you. Griffith makes his way to the bench, and the London Knights reeling a little bit here. Again, it's all three league champions. They're not used to playing without the lead. And they get a little befuddled, a little rattled by it all.
Knights in their own zone, down to 30 seconds to go in this power play. Good work along the boards by Halifax. 2 more precious seconds killed off. Josh Anderson ahead to Scott Harrington. Harrington scored the goal last night when London was down 3-0 to spark the team and allowed them to come back to tie things up. Didn't even celebrate after. He said today he was not in a good mood when his team fell behind 3-0. So you can imagine what he's thinking right now.
He's playing with a burr under his saddle, no doubt, and you could see him just yelling at his teammates, hey guys, let's get going here.
Penalty to Halifax over. Drouin, couple of quick moves. Couldn't get the shot through to the net. It was Harrington that was playing him one-on-one. Drouin has it again. Flying around in that offensive zone. McKinnon working against Harrington. Coming in to help out is Andrew Ryan. Ryan's out of the penalty box, so he's getting an opportunity to play with Drouin and McKinnon. He'd love to see some chemistry develop here. Now he's off to the bench for a change. Burke back out there. McKinnon knocked down. Drouin right back to the line. Puck settled perfectly. High shot. Missed the net. Kenzie Weegar, he pinches down, gets to it, drops it off for Drouin. This is 5-on-5 hockey right now. The big line for Halifax. Putting on a clinic. Drouin right on goal, and Jake Patterson makes the save. To songs.
Priceless.
Enough.
Looks like Halifax really needed that day off. I mean, sometimes it's a mental day off as much as it is a physical day off for the Halifax Mooseheads, and they look like they're back at the top of the game and looking like the team that dominated the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League all season long. You know, what's really interesting, RJ, is this goaltender situation for the London Knights. Jake Patterson and Kevin Bailey, an overage goaltender, actually started the year, took this hockey club through an 18-game win streak through the course of the year. But when the opportunity came to get Anthony Stolars, Bailey was waived right through the league. He goes to Summerside and ends up leading the Summerside Western Capitals to an RBC Cup final. They did lose that game 3-1, but he was named the top goaltender of the tournament, and you have to wonder if things were a little different, if maybe Bailey might have been the guy for the London Knights.
Funny how one little change, certain things happen in a career, could help or hurt you. Mooseheads all back in front of their own net. 3-0 lead. They just have to play smart. Number 1 ranked team in the CHL, not used to giving up leads. London looking for a spark. Stephen McCauley. Pass ahead to Matthew Boudreau. Boudreau over to the open side. Right back in front. McCauley, I don't think he saw it. It went off his skate.
Shocked by it, and then he kind of just looked skyward and say, I should have been ready.
Trey Lewis saw his forward group on a change. Takes it in behind the net. And that winds up going out of play. Well, I think the songs have finished for now. Let's check in with Gene again.
Yeah, well, RJ, with the 6 o'clock local start times, I think all the scouts and general managers that are in Saskatoon are busy watching Hockey Central Playoff Extra to kind of get their hockey day underway daily at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on The Score.
Yeah, tons of scouts, GMs, coaches here at Credit Union Center in Saskatoon.
We're out to watch the Rock Stars tonight.
Zadorov, one of the guys they're keeping an eye on. Potential first-round pick. Matt Murphy, number 24 for Halifax. He's draft eligible. Smooth skating defenseman. He'll try to get it out here, and he does. Darcy Ashley, he's got 2 in the first period. Oh, a high shot. He might have been thinking about a first period hat trick.
Funny, you can really tell when a guy gets into his own, and good on Dominic Ducharme to continue to get him out there as well while he's going good.
Ashley now back in his own zone. Tried to get it out, gave it right to Tierney. Broadhurst, 360. There's the trailer at Zadorov. Zadorov stumbles. Comes outside the line. Brent Andrews. He's going to come in with Ciampini. It's a 2-on-1. Andrews shoots. Andrews scores. It's 4-0 Halifax. The road is on.
Oh, boy. Zadorov with an opportunity to keep this puck alive, and normally pretty sure-handed is Zadorov, but when he stumbles, right side of your screen at the top, there are the Halifax Mooseheads to pounce, and good coverage there by Andrews. Now he takes it. He's got the decoy, but he feels he's got an opportunity to go high blocker side. His inkling was right. He tucks it inside the post, and it's 4-0. And interesting to watch the London bench after that goal. I mean, nobody's even flinching. And looking down towards Stolars, he's sitting there stoically with his hat on. And the Knights have dug themselves quite a hole here in this first period.
That's 4 goals on 9 shots, but that might be the only one that you'd say that Patterson would have had a chance on.
It's immense pressure. I mean, for a draft-eligible guy, he knows everyone in the world from the National Hockey League this year. And he knows his team's been reeling in that department. So you can't even begin to imagine the pressure.
McKinnon, smart player. He knew a hit was coming, dodged it, and here's Halifax. Burke scores! Oh, another one for Halifax. Call it a 5 spot. And there's still 2 minutes to go in the first.
Oh boy, it is fun to watch when these guys get going. I mean, it is a treat to watch. And the one thing I've really noticed about Halifax in this game, the defenseman jumping the rush. You saw Albert Sauser started there. Well, he didn't stop. He kept going. Now, it never made its way to him, but it did to Jonathan Drouin. And a lot of times when it goes to him, it's going to come right back onto your tape. Ferk in good shooting position, in a soft spot in that defensive zone coverage, and he buries it.
What a first period from Halifax. This is the team that dominated the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League this season. Cali leaves it there for Trey Lewis. London looking for some energy from their fourth line, an energy shift. Ellie, he's hitting everything that's moving out there. Stephen McCauley tips it around. Mermis gets to it himself. McCauley back to Fournier. That shot is blocked by Miles Liberati. He's playing forward. The rookie's normally a defenseman, but he can play a gritty game up front. Liberati throws it in front of the net. It'll come to the line. One-time shot from Ferry. That didn't get through to Fucali. And Nathan McKinnon comes in over the London line. There's one right on Jake Patterson, and he makes the save.
Well, it's been that kind of period for the President's Cup champions from the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, and it gets started on the power play with Stéphane Fournier. Good position in front of the goal, and then a nice play here by McCauley to allow Ashley to follow up on the rebound, but that was a battle won there by Ashley. Tipped in front of the net. Andrews coming down and going blocker side, and this goal is as pretty as they come. I love the play by Ferk, just to stop in that soft spot as opposed to charge hard to the net. He had good recognition on his part to put on the brakes. He knew he was going to get it back.
Halifax coming off a loss. They'd only lost 2 in a row once all season long. One of those was in overtime. So a back-to-back losing situation doesn't very often happen for Halifax. And when it did happen, McKinnon and Drouin were at the World Junior Hockey Championship. Behind the play, we've got Ferk and Matta, a couple of imports, having some words.
I can remember last year, I think it was Ferk who got into a fight with Jonathan Huberdeau. A little bit more like a first swinging match than a fight, but nonetheless, he still decided to drop the gloves. So Ferk and Matta try and go toe-to-toe. They have words with each other, and it looks like just Ferk will go to the box. Good bump there. Ferk didn't like it. Comes back down, little elbow in the head. A swing, punch in the face. Matta's saying, hey, all I did was hit you. Matta doesn't see him get rattled too often. I thought he was great last night for London, and he is going to be one heck of a player at the National Hockey League.
First-round pick for the Pittsburgh Penguins. No quarterback this power play for London. They need something. Domi gets a shot, misses. Broadhurst comes up with it, moves it to Griffith. Domi back to Matta. Domi to Griffith. Puck bounced on him. Trey Lewis senses a chance to clear, moves it ahead to Falkenham, and the defensive specialist, Ryan Falkenham, does the rest.
I've really liked his game this tournament. He's really played that role, that defensive role, that minute-eating role. Guy who's been good on the kill for Halifax.
17 seconds to go in the period. Bouncing puck through Cali, making sure nothing got past that short side. Abelshauser gets to it, and it's right back into the London end. Patterson will have to play this. It's off the glass. Fournier almost caught it. 2 seconds to go. Knights will have to shoot it. Domi shoots it, but it's too late. Fucali stopped it anyway. Big period for the Mooseheads.
We all know
a great start for Halifax, not so great for London.
No, and Jake Patterson now will go back to the position he started this tournament in, and Anthony Stolars will start the second period. It was a hot topic conversation for the panel, and I'm not so sure what's going to happen the rest of this game, but if I were Jake Patterson, I'd still remain at the ready just because of the way things have gone. And that maybe RJ has more to do with how good Halifax has been. Let's give the Mooseheads some credit.
Without question. It is a power play to start this period for the London Knights. 50 seconds to go with the man advantage. Stolars has to play the puck. Got it over to Ole Matta. Matta's been offensive defenseman. Pretty good defensively, too, but he's led the team in defenseman points in the regular season and postseason. That's in front to Seth Griffith. Big Conrad Abelshauser took it away, gets knocked down, but plenty of support there. Falkenham. He had Andrews up ahead, elected just to send it in deep. They've been out there a while. Ole Matta. Import from Finland. Makes a nice move at the line. Matta takes a shot. That misses the net. Bouncing puck. Gathered in by Max Domi. Tried to get to the front of the net. Broadhurst. To Seth Griffith. 5th round pick of the Bruins. Griffith looks for the return feed. Domi doesn't give it. Now he tries to get it in front. It's loose. A chance for Kelly to save. Still loose. Knocked to the boards by Halifax. Burks out of the penalty box, and Halifax has killed the penalty off. Domi, he's got a strike. Domi comes in on the breakaway. Shot it over the net.
He went down hard thereafter. There's a little difficulty getting up for Domi.
Drouin to Burke. He takes a shot from a sharp angle. Stolar stopped him. Burke, pass across, looking for McKinnon. Nathan McKinnon takes a hit from Griffith, keeps on going. Burke wants to pass. Now Drouin back to Burke. Oh, was that pretty? Outstanding play from Halifax. McKinnon, Burke, Drouin, back to Burke, and it's 6-0.
Oh boy, I think Drouin is back, folks. Max Domi has a chance really to stem the tide here as he is able to go on a breakaway. Puck's turned over in the neutral zone, and he's off. He's got to step on everybody, and with that great shot, he just misses high and wide, goes hard into the end boards. The rebound ensuing would send it back up the other way. And here it is. Look at the puck movement, and Jonathan Drouin is back. I mean, here, this entire time, he knew exactly what he was going to do with this puck. He knew there wasn't going to be an opportunity to go short side on Stolar, so he said, I'll just give it back to you, and Burke ends it. Oh boy, that is some kind of passing right there, and you knew at some point in this tournament Jonathan Drouin was going to wake up and come to the fore, and it's starting to come to the fore here right now.
Wow, a multi-point night for McKinnon, Drouin, Burke. We'll throw Darcy Ashley into the mix. Fournier has a goal and an assist. Right back into the offensive zone. Fournier to McCauley. Albert Seltzer wide open. Fires it as a big bounce off the end boards. Nice to the line. Darcy Ashley, number 17 for Halifax. He's close to a hat trick. Just needs one to complete it. Has it in the corner. Fournier. He's tied up by Tommy Hughes. There's a couple of overagers there and a couple of tough guys, and that was a good battle behind the net.
Fournier wanted a call, but not likely to get one now.
McCauley, very patient. There's the trailer coming up. It's Rieger. He's content to put it right on goal. Wholesale change coming up here for the Mooseheads. Brendan Duke, he gets hit hard by Welichka. Welichka's lost his glove, so he has to go off on a change. Remielli. That's the pass ahead. Harry's hit hard. Another big hit down there. Puck's cleared, though, by Halifax. Matt Murphy took a look at who hit him. It was 81 Remielli. Falkenham. They'll put it in front of the net. That gets past everybody. Duke pinches down. Barry puts it off the glass. That angle didn't get the puck out. Right on Stolar's. Another change for Halifax. Hits the door off a little bit of time. Head to Platzer. Ray Lewis back out to center. Uh-oh, here's the big line for Halifax again. McKinnon. McKinnon inching his way closer. Takes the shot. Big rebound. Drouin knocks it down. The puck is called on a glove pass. Drouin and Murmas. Some brief words. Now some brief words from Gene Principe. Well, maybe not so brief.
Never done that before. RJ, Crosby's back is the most dangerous player in the game on the march to another Stanley Cup. Subscribe today at sportsnet.ca/magazine, and lots of dangerous players, RJ and Sam, on the ice tonight in Halifax.
Oh, yeah, that cover of Sportsnet magazine, it'll see McKinnon and Drouin throughout the years. Maybe even Martin Burke.
Yeah.
Been a good line. They're out there again. Drouin gets it in front of the net. McKinnon. Look for Drouin. Pass is broken up. Broadhurst. They'll get it into the Halifax end. Chris Tierney gets it back to the line. Mata, a hard shot. That was up high on Fucali. Scott Harrington. Look for a deflection. Tierney. Good shift here for London. Keeping the big line of Halifax hemmed in, but here they come. Tail end of a ship for these guys. Abelshauser, he's able to walk right in. Big save, Stolars. Going the other way, the London Knights, led by Tierney. Drouin coming back to bail out his defenseman. Came to the short side. Bucali got the paddle down. Knights working behind the net. There's another shot stopped by Bucali. Another one stopped too. And finally, Boudreau gets it and moves it ahead to Drouin. He's been out there a long time. Finally gets a change in.
What's going to be interesting to me, RJ, is how both teams manage this hockey game from here on out.
Seth Griffith. Off the backboards to Rupert. Bo Horvat is trying to find an open spot. Halifax making it tough to find those open spots inside their defensive zone. Andrew Ryan playing here in Saskatchewan. He played with Notre Dame and Wilcox in midget AAA. He got a shot right on, and that was stopped by Stolars. Griffith again leading the rush for London. Waits for his teammates to come into the zone. Makes one move. Hardy fell. That pass up high. Rupert back in front of the net. Darcy Ashley, he's got Ryan with him. Puts it right on goal. Not going to be that easy to get the hat trick, Darcy.
Pinch there by the Halifax defenseman, and I'll tell you what, the Mooseheads haven't let up an ounce.
Bo Horvat was trying to get in behind the D. Knights might as well try to do that a little bit now. Have to get some goals.
Stretch the ice, cheat a little bit, have that defenseman be the fourth forward on every rush. Time to go.
Matt Murphy makes the pass over the open man, his defense partner Brendan Duke. Now Luca Champagne. Hit right away by Kyle Platzer. Duke rifles it. Hoping Ashley could get to it. Zadorov cleared. Remy Alley, he's been skating hard. He doesn't care that his team's down 6-0, and he's put them in a tough spot here because there will be a penalty coming up to Ellie. It will be a Halifax power play, and you might see this guy again. Burke's got a couple in the game already.
One thing about this guy, he's got quiet confidence, and he is extremely intense. He hasn't had to do much with this club in terms of motivation, but every now and then, and it came out in the Big Como series, when he needs to send a message, he'll send it. And don't think for a second he's going to allow his team off the mat here. And then you have to have that respect for the opponent, too, where, hey, this is the Ontario Hockey League champion team, 2 times straight at the MasterCard Memorial Cup. They're here for a reason.
And he told us earlier in the tournament that if his team's on the ice, they're going hard, no matter if practice or a game. And it's the #1 power play unit out there right now for Halifax, even though they're up 6-0. They want to make sure that this win is cemented. Take no chances. Team that goes to 2-1 with a victory here tonight will guarantee at least a semifinal and a good chance at making Sunday's final, getting a bye right there. Jonathan Drouin, a great pass in front. Fournier, a couple of grade A opportunities that were stopped by Stolars.
Drouin, that's the crisp type of passing. I mean, it's unbelievable. This guy's vision and his ability to make a pro pass into tight spaces.
Martin Burke, he's flying tonight. He'll send it into the corner. Drouin behind the net. Burke blocked it. Drouin reaches for it. Tyler Ferry got it ahead, and Chris Tierney will help out. 49 seconds to go in the power play, but a short-handed chance here for the Knights. Tierney stick handling his way in. Now it's Tommy Hughes. Abelshauser, he was the humanitarian of the year in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. Quality young man. Stolars has to play this. Ryan gets it to the front of the net. Josh Anderson, he got a stick on it. Ashley, keep an eye on 17. He might want to shoot this. Weegar. Calling for the puck. There's McCauley. Weegar gets it. Big shot. Blocked in front of the net. Comes back to Weegar again. Penalty has expired to Ellie. Knights are back to full strength. Ellie's just getting into the play now. Luca Ciampini. Zadorov checks him. Ellie pokes it out.
It's a good proving ground for a guy like Ellie, a guy like Platzer. Those guys are a little further down Central Scouting's list, and they should see a ton of minutes from here on out, and they can give the Scouts a really good look.
Ellie staying out there, trying to get it to Domi. Miles Liberati, he's playing in his first game of the MasterCard Memorial Cup. Got a shot off the inboards, came right to Fucali, and he hangs on.
Here's an indication that Jonathan Drouin has returned to form. This pass is picture perfect. It lands flat on the ice for Fournier to get a good opportunity in front of the net. He gets his own rebound, and it's the end of the stick that pushes it out into the slot area. And then here's Furk. This is the last thing the Mooseheads want to see. Takes it in that ankle, and you can see he labored to make his way to the bench. By the time he got there, he hopped over it, and he remains in discomfort on that Halifax bench right now.
Ryan Rupert trying to tuck the puck in front of the net. Puck was loose. A lot of bodies there, a lot of sticks swinging at it. Rupert moves it over to Liberati. Max Domi. He's pressured by Trey Lewis. Now it's a 2-on-1 here for Halifax. Dominic Beauchemin going to the net, and it's Ryan Falkenham who snaps it home on the 2-on-1. 7-0 Mooseheads.
Really good play here in the neutral zone by Andrews. He's able to pinch Miles Liberati off, and as a result of that, the 2-on-1 is created. You'll see the puck come outside the line. Look at that battle. There's two battles, one right there. And then Andrews pinches off Liberati. Here comes Falkenham. He's got the decoy, elects to take it himself. Picture perfect shot off the bar and in. And you're getting to that point now, the halfway point, where this is going to become a really tough game to manage for both hockey clubs. First for Halifax, because you have to respect your opponent. You don't want to backfill them into embarrassment. But you also have that kind of respect for them that you know this is a hockey club that can score goals at a frenetic pace. So how far do you get ahead and try to lay off? And then that goes against Dominic Ducharme's mentality and what he wants to do with this hockey club. So he's going to have to get his third and fourth lines out there more, maybe get his defense pairings, his 5-6 guys out there a lot more, and really try to manage this hockey game in a respectful manner.
But in a short tournament, you want your players sharp. You don't want them letting up. You don't want any bad habits to develop. And you can tell Ducharme's got the foot on the gas pedal still because McKinnon, Drouin, Burke out there. Drouin had a shot, and Stolars made another save.
Hey, Benny.
Well, thanks for that, Gene. Yes. Get one if you can. Good cause. Beautiful jersey. Matt Murphy. There's hard shot. It was up high. Dominic Beauchemin, number 21 for Halifax. He's getting some playing time now. Remy Ellie sends it in front. Just a little too far for Seth Griffith. Tommy Hughes. Shot. That's wide of the net. Stefan Fournier gets it ahead to Beauchemin. Puck's loose in the neutral zone. Remy Ellie comes back. Sends it back to the safety of his defense. Tommy Hughes, free agent signing of the New York Rangers. Lofted it ahead, but too far ahead in the Knights of Ice.
Before we went to the break, we talked about managing this hockey game now and what the London Knights are going to have to do. And of course, you go to your third line guys, you go to your fourth line guys, your 5 and 6 deep end. Maybe you put Ferry back up front. We've already seen Liberati move to the back end. But you still want to see some bite and some jump out of your guys, because as this game continues on, it's becoming more and clear that the London Knights, if they want to win this thing, are going to have to go through the tiebreaker and take the long way home.
For Halifax, 7-0, that's great. It's a tough situation, too, because should they get the bye to Sunday's final, it's only Tuesday right now. They'd have to wait and see what happens tomorrow, of course. And if Portland is able to beat Saskatoon, that would mean Halifax goes to Sunday's final. That's a lot of time off.
It is, and you're right, RJ. You want to keep your guys sharp. I mean, you have to worry about your own team. And Dominic Ducharme has made that clear all tournament long.
Seth Griffith got it to the net. Fucali working hard to cover it up, and finally we get the whistle. Trey Lewis, little help for his goaltender, too.
Just a little bit about the MasterCard Memorial Cup. If you're tuning in for the first time or you haven't watched throughout the course of the first 4+ games, this is a 4-team round robin where everyone plays each other once that happened and all the teams were at 1-1. The best record of that 4 goes to the final. The second best record advances to the semi. And then the third place team will also earn a berth in the semi. But we're already in that tiebreaker situation. We just have yet to determine who the third and fourth place teams are that will play in it on Thursday.
Brett Wolichka got the puck down low. Domi knocked away from him before it got to him. Abel-Sauser to Drouin. Here's the big line out there again. Nathan McKinnon. Keep in mind, he's got 4 goals in the tournament. The tournament record is 8 goals. Hasn't scored yet tonight. Has a couple of assists, though. Mooseheads can't keep it in. Broadhurst trying to walk around both D. Couldn't get around Abel-Sauser. Abel-Sauser joins the rush. Gives it to Firth. Drouin's hovering around. Abel-Sauser takes a shot. That's stopped by Stolars. Now Platzer ahead to Domi. Domi back to Platzer. Knocks it down. Got a backhand shot away. The Waterloo native couldn't beat Buchanan.
Some credit needs to go his way too, RJ. Of all the Rockstar draft eligibles, Callie's the guy least talked about for this point.
Brett Andrews, he was looking for his second goal. Drouin got it to him, just missed the net. Drouin steals the puck at the line. Knights get it again. There's Murphy, who was acquired earlier in the season from Val-d'Or. Steady presence back there for Halifax. Gets it ahead to Ryan. Fournier was up looking for a pass, but Miles Liberati was staying right with him. Ryan Rupert to Platzer. Long shift for Platzer. He'll stay out for a little bit longer. Platzer looks in front of the net, gets a shot on Fucali. There's a rebound, but Brendan Duke's there for the Mooseheads. Duke takes a look. 3-on-3 as Halifax comes in over the line. Duke gets a shot that Stolarz stops. Lewis lofts one in. That might have been off the side of the head or the shoulder of Stolarz.
A dangerous shot.
There'll be a soccer background there. Josh Anderson heads into the corner. He's a power forward, number 77 for London. He likes that down low work. Italia save. Goes to the corner. Stephen McCauley. So much experience in big games, no doubt, has been helpful for this young Mooseheads team. Shot from Trey Lewis goes off a London player and out of play. Wow. What a game for Halifax.
We're excited. Obviously, we came here to kind of watch the game and see the result, and the result's something we like, and hopefully come tomorrow night we can get the job done and be sitting safe till Sunday.
Josh, well, good luck tomorrow night, and maybe we'll see you either in the semifinal or if you can in the final.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's the scenario. The Blades turned into big Halifax fans, and Portland turned into London Knights fans for this game because, of course, the Blades beat Halifax. So if Halifax improves to 2-1, the Blades wind up beating Portland tomorrow. They'd be at 2-1, but because of the head-to-head matchup, that gives the host Blades pass to Sunday's final. And how many people would have predicted that when this 2013 MasterCard Memorial Cup started up?
Absolutely nobody. That's the truth. That's just the way it is. I mean, 3 monster-sized league champions involved in this tournament and a host team that hadn't played in 51 days. There was no one who would have seen this coming except for maybe Nick Kipler.
Well, I believe Gene Principe picked the Blades too in our preview. The Blades had confidence. Now, keep in mind, Portland will have a little something to say about it.
They'll be juiced for tomorrow night because of the start they got off to in this tournament. A good rebound game for Portland yesterday and a nice, persistent, patient effort.
Now, a Portland win tomorrow, because they lost to Halifax. Portland win would put Halifax in Sunday's final, and it would move Portland to Friday's semifinal.
It's funny how quickly you go from enemy to cheerleader in these respective teams, the way the tournament format is laid out.
Well, it was back-to-back days for Portland. They played London yesterday. Didn't like them much, wanted to win. They did so, and tonight had to cheer for them, but not much to cheer for the Knights. Seth Griffith, maybe something here. Trying to get back. Seth Griffith makes a move, walks in, and that's what Seth Griffith can do. Soft hands. Griffith gets the Knights on the board.
And of course, Halifax thinking that, hey, we want to keep the shutout attack for Zachary Fucali. But interesting when you look at the London Knights, to a man and their coaching staff looking up at the score clock to see how much time is left. Once Murphy loses his stick, forget about it. This thing's going in the back of the net. That's just how good Seth Griffith is when it comes to inside that 15-foot area around the goal crease. And no surprise for the Boston draft pick, as Murphy is flailing without the stick, and Griffiths just outlasts everyone, and good finish towards the top of the net.
Well, he is a guy that the Knights rely on for offense. It's so good for them over the past few years. His career with the Knights had a hand injury to start the playoffs, and you can see each round his point totals improve. And the Knights will continue to need production from him as this MasterCard Memorial Cup goes on.
You've got to find something to hang your hat on, and if you're London, you're looking 3:44 left. You want to go into the period with some positive thoughts and definitely another goal or two in your pocket to maybe make things interesting. I mean, stranger things have happened, no doubt, and if you're Halifax, it's probably a good little kick in the pants to say, hey, we can't let our foot off the pedal.
Pouring it on here again, Ciampini, one of only 3 forwards on Halifax right now who haven't recorded a point. Rodhurst back to the line. Liberati getting some ice time in his first game of this MasterCard Memorial Cup. In fact, his first game since Game 2 of the OHL Championship Series against Barrie. Young rookie defenseman getting tested here. Blocks a shot from Brent Andrews. Max Domi, that great speed. Passes one over to Broadhurst, side of the net. Lots of passes. Murmas banging away. Have to put a couple of saves up for Matt Murphy there.
Trying to make up for losing his stick on the last rush and on the Griffith goal.
Knights trying to get some momentum late in the second here. Another chance. This time it's in. Matt Rupert roofs it. And Halifax, they've let up a little bit. The Knights, they're trying to claw their way back.
Well, it's funny, Archie, just moments ago we mentioned in this game how tough it's going to be to manage for both hockey clubs. A little easier for Dale Hunter because he can just throw whoever he wants out there and still maybe give some of his young guys the experience. But for Dominic Ducharme, you get up 7-0, you're throwing your top line guys out there, and you still want to be respectful, and pretty good passing there with Matt Rupert on the finish. And I promise you, Dominic Ducharme will have something to say to his hockey club between periods. And it won't be nice, and it wouldn't be suited for television.
Well, the Twins able to hook up there. Ryan gets it to Matt. They haven't played together much over the last few weeks, months. Injury to Matt Rupert. Just getting back into game shape. Looks okay there. Well, who does Dominic Ducharme go with? It's Stephen McCauley's line out there, and you know you're going to get a hard-working shift from those guys.
And a responsible shift, too. I mean, again, just managing this hockey game, you're up 5 here. You're in a really comfortable spot. But you don't want to see things start to slip away. And that's what we talked about. You know, having respect for your opponent. It's that fine line is how far do you go? How far do you extend the lead? But you know you're playing against the league champion. You know they're a good hockey club. You know they're a high-powered hockey club.
And they're not going to quit. Scott Harrington. He's the leader of this London Knights team. You know he's fired up. He sent the puck in. Josh Anderson working down low. Columbus Blue Jackets 4th-round pick. Works to the front of the net. Doesn't get a shot. Nice little pass from Drouin. Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon's pass. There it is. Pull out the hats, everyone. Martin Burke. The hat trick. And it's 8-2 Halifax.
Now there you go. You get a solid shift out of the McCauley line, and then you go back to your heavyweights to make sure that London is kept at bay. It all starts with Jonathan Drouin. Inside his own zone, a between the legs pass to start the rush. McKinnon, Burke with position on Horvat, and he buries it, his third of the game. And I don't think this second period here can come to an end quick enough for Halifax. Just get out of it with that comfortable lead. Keep London right where they are.
Well, that was a perfect pass from Nathan McKinnon. He can score, he can pass, he can skate. We saw him block shots tonight. Right-handed face-off man. One of those top-picking NHL teams is going to be pretty happy when they get the Cole Harbour native. And he's also the youngest of the three, Seth Jones, Drouin, and McKinnon. McKinnon's still 17.
You know, that's the big thing, RJ. You talk about a right shot and a centerman. I mean, that's a pretty coveted spot, a pretty coveted position for any National Hockey League team. I couldn't agree with you more. Nathan McKinnon has been the entire package, as advertised, the top-performing player in this tournament to this point.
8 points in 3 games. That's impressive.
Andrei Makarov's been the best goalie. Nathan McKinnon has been the best skater.
Leading point getter. The way Halifax is going tonight, might be a few more added to that total. Just when the Knights thought they had some momentum, Halifax comes back. Tierney tried to get a shot away. He was hooked up, so Bentley coming up here to Halifax. Stolarz heading to the bench for the extra attacker. Ashley, the competitor that he always is, frustrated because he's the one heading to the penalty box. Doesn't matter. His team's up 8-2. Didn't want to make his team shorthanded.
Dominic Ducharme again still coaching, and he'll coach this thing right to the end. As Ashley goes to the box, just a hook right in front of the net, and actually it's a hook that takes away a pretty good scoring chance as he throws Griffith off stride, or Tierney rather, off stride.
Yeah, that might be chalked up as a good penalty to take. Good face-off win for Bo Horvat. Only matter. Down low, Seth Griffith. Puck's bouncing now. He's got it under control. Switch spots with Coleman. Back to Mata. Shot. Broadhurst back to Mata. Hard shot. Mata got a piece of it. Got it to the corner. Broadhurst. Poked away. Stefan Fournier, or rather Brent Andrews, in a foot race with Seth Griffith, and Griffith able to get back, move it ahead to one of his London teammates, but Andrews isn't done yet. Partial break from the sideboards. Tried to tuck it up high. Missed the net. Good penalty kill shift for Brent Andrews.
Pretty good game for Brent Andrews. We've seen him do this on occasion where with his size and his abilities, he can have a significant impact on the hockey game, and I think he's had that here tonight.
5th round pick of the Nashville Predators. They'll be happy with what they've seen tonight. Final 14 seconds of the second period. Power play here for the Knights. Griffith can't get it past Drouin. This could be interesting. Drouin coming in against Scott Harrington. Drouin, another chance. He's short-handed. McKinnon doubles it in front of the net, and there's the buzzer to end 2 periods. The Knights will carry over 49 seconds of power play time.
It's the mark of a good player when you can recognize what you're doing, and then you have the ability to fix it. And Drouin admitted to us this morning at the morning skate, but more publicly in the Halifax newspaper, the Chronicle Herald, that he just wasn't good enough, and that he said there's still a lot of hockey to be played.
London saying, why did he have to break out against us? The power play here for the Knights. Starting the third period. This is Game 5 of the MasterCard Memorial Cup. Both teams come in with 1-1 records. In fact, all 4 teams at this point sit at 1-1 records. 8-2 lead, Halifax. Very close to improving to 2-1. Seth Griffith, 9 seconds to go in this power play. Gets to the line, Fournier checks him, Mata follows up, Halifax clears the zone. Penalty's over, Darcy Ashley back on the ice. Halifax back to full strength. Ashley has it now at center. Nikita Zadorov ahead to Platzer. Pavel Sauser, got some open ice, got to the line, sent it in. Halifax on a change, so that puck just slides to center before it's sent down to the London zone. McKinnon's out there. Here's Martin Perk. Drouin's on the far side. Wow, how good is that? A lofted pass lands right for Martin Perk. He got a shot on. Stolar stopped it. No look pass in front from McKinnon. Nobody there. The door off. Rides through center, got to the line, but Knights are offside.
Well, so much skill in this hockey game. We touched on it off the top of the broadcast. There are likely 6 first-round NHL draft picks coming up next month that are playing in this game here tonight, and we've seen a coming-up party for Jonathan Drouin, and don't think for a second he didn't mean to do this. He had it in his sights his entire time to get it to Perk in that regard, and ho-hum, just another sweet play for Jonathan Drouin.
Austin Hardy pass to Luca Ciampini. Picked on net by Andrews. Stolars. He steered that to the corner. Go to Mermis. Illinois native. Right back out to center. Matt Andrews working hard along the boards. Tierney, he didn't have much speed going, so had to circle away. Ashley was pressuring him. Liberati jumps into the play. Nobody in front for the Knights, so Halifax goes the other way, but that pass a little too far, and it's icing.
Well, we knew coming into this event we'd have the top 3 North American skaters in terms of National Hockey League Central Scouting. 2 of them on the same team, Nathan McKinnon and Jonathan Drouin. And over the course of the tournament so far, here's how it has played out. And I think the impressive thing is you don't always go by plus-minus, but that's always something to be mindful of if you're ranking these players. 6 points for the 2 players combined here tonight.
Fedorov gets a shot. Right, Welichka. He's hit by Trey Lewis. Broadhurst has some speed. Gets stick checked and the puck's outside the line. A couple of Mooseheads able to get a change in. Zadorov. Why not jump into the play? Made a good pass to Tyler Perry. He got a shot on. Not a hard one, but Galley stopped it.
Well, there's Ferry, and you know you're going to get a good effort from this guy each and every time out. And talked about his role last year at the MasterCard Memorial Cup, and again this year, very similar as that versatile guy. And we saw him on the score sheet starting as a defenseman in this game, probably as that second layer defense to the top line of McKinnon, Perk, and Drouin, but has since been moved up to forward to allow Miles Liberati, who has the puck now, into his own spot.
Stefan Fournier. He gets hit and knocked down. Back goes Brendan Duke. Stick handles away from a couple of Knights. Stephen McCauley finds Matthew Boudreau. He might be the one guy Halifax would like to see start going. He had a great regular season with 36 goals, 75 points, but he's cooled off a little bit lately. Just 2 assists so far in the tournament. In fact, just 1 assist, and that's coming tonight.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that, because if you're Dominic Ducharme and you want to pay attention to detail and all the little things, you know, one thing you want to be certain is that all of your players are ready for whatever game your club might play in, be it Friday in the semi or Sunday in the final, if it plays itself out as it has to this point. Looking call on Liberati, and that's a guy you want out there in the power play to try and get him going.
Well, Boudreau is out there. Down to Ciampini. He's looking for his first point of the night. Gawley trying to get a shot, gets it on. Ciampini was in front. Now it's after Boudreau. Boudreau looking in front of the net the whole time. McCauley's there. Gets the pass back to the line. Mackenzie Weegar chops it back to Boudreau. Boudreau fakes the shot. Goes all the way around to Darcy Ashley. He had 2 goals in the first period. Ryan Rupert. Hard hit. 3 Knights jumping in. They're short-handed. Pass doesn't get through the holding man.
You definitely want to take some chances. You're the Knights. Hey, you're down by 6. You don't want to get crazy, but you definitely want to take some chances and try and find some confidence here as this third period wears on.
Ciampini. Shot steered aside by Stolars. Boudreau cranks it down. It back to Duke. Matt Murphy getting some power play time. So is Brendan Duke. Murphy Ashley's pass. Breaking through the slot was Andrew Ryan. He's looking for a point tonight, so you can see what Dominic Ducharme's doing. Team has 8 goals. Everybody wants to get in on the act, so a couple of guys who have yet to hit the score sheet getting an opportunity with a man advantage.
I like this style of coaching. And it's guys that you normally wouldn't see on that first or second unit. Good for them for getting this opportunity and trying to take advantage of it.
Dominic Koscheman, backdoor play, put it off the post. He's been used sparingly throughout the playoffs in the MasterCard Memorial Cup. But a valuable guy and a great chance to score there. Final few seconds of the penalty to Liberati, and that will do it. Liberati's back on the ice. Murphy with a pass across to Burke. Burke working in a tough area there. Dakota Mermis. Make sure nothing materialized. Jonathan drew in. Head to McKinnon. McKinnon gets checked at center by Max Domi. You know, Domi's not going to let up no matter what the score is, and he's got a little something to prove against some other draft eligibles.
Yeah, it sure does. I mean, anytime you get that situation to play against other top-notch players, you want to be the guy who comes out on top, and it has not gone that way for Domi here tonight.
It's important, too, for scouts to see if guys keep playing hard, if they let up, what kind of attitude they have in games like this. And there's no question number 16's been flying out there, even though his team's down.
You make a great point, RJ, because scouts do look at that. They look at things like body language, how you react when you're frustrated, whether you take those frustrations out with undisciplined penalties or whether you turn the other cheek and try and exact revenge in another fashion.
Kearney gets it to Domi. Puts it in front. That's Griffith bouncing. Andrews sent it ahead. And behind the play, Domi has some words with Burke, but it's Austin Hardy who's down behind the play. Domi's heading to the penalty box. Here's the penalty to Domi. Got the stick a little high. Well, Max Domi in the penalty box. So Halifax is on the power play. Hands here for Broadhurst, short-handed. He's got a jump in his step, gets to the net. Puck goes off the crossbar, and that's the kind of night it's been for him.
No puck luck, no bounces, but gotta like Halifax's game here tonight. Winning battles, getting back to the basics, getting back to the things that made them the President's Cup champions in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League.
Mackenzie Weegar. He's had a good tournament. 3 points. Now in his 3rd game. Number 52 with the puck now. From the B in Ontario. Moves it to Matthew Boudreau. Boudreau down to Champini. Tried that backdoor pass to Darcy Ashley. Weegar works his way in. Boudreau's pass. That finds Ashley. Ashley takes a shot. Deflected a couple of times. Went wide. Picked off by Tommy Hughes, and that's down the ice. Broadhurst, he's really thinking about making something happen short-handed. He's in there again. Barry has it along the boards. Broadhurst, he needs a change. 3 heads off, so Andrew Ryan circles back. 40 seconds to go in the power play for Halifax. They're up 8-2. He's getting roughed up down there. He gets back up.
Not always the opposing team's favorite.
No, and he's just drawn another penalty as Dakota Mermis tackled him again. Interference call, and Fournier, smile on his face. He's the guy that got everything started tonight.
He's quite the character. I mean, you get a chance to talk to him, and he is no run-of-the-mill interview, that's for sure. He says what's on his mind, and he means it, and he doesn't take it back. And Dipper talked about what a load he is in front of the net. Here he goes in front of Stolarz, gives him a bump. Mermis takes him down, draws the penalty as a result. And obviously the officials need to do a good job here just keeping things in order. But if you're the London Knights, you can't do too much outside of the rules because you're going to have a few games to play here in the next few nights.
Well, now it's 5-on-3. Trey Lewis out there. Gets it down to Andrew Ryan. Lewis Lewis is the co-captain with Fournier. He wears the C when they wear their red. There's a hard shot from Lewis. Barry, he was fearless, blocked it. One of the penalties over, so now the Knights just down one man. Harrington intercepts, gets it to the line. Lewis got over there in time. Trey Lewis from Aldwayn, New Brunswick. Domi came out of the penalty box, couldn't get it out. Lars reached up with that huge frame and was able to pick that out of the air and gets the whistle. The insurance goal of the game. It's brought to you by your local insurance broker. To score your insurance goal, your best insurance is an insurance broker.
A sizable lead here for the Halifax Mooseheads. And it's a great job here. You see inside the zone, Andrews does a great job. He chips the puck to himself. Now he goes off of the far post and in on the blocker side. 1 of 8 here tonight for Halifax.
Minute to go. And a power play for Halifax. No urgency. They're up by 6. McKinnon's out there. He hasn't been out there for a while. Gotta keep the horses fresh. Dominic Ducharme, it's a challenge too when you're up by this much. You know, these two want to win the tournament scoring title. Drouin and McKinnon. Perk might be in the mix too. He's got 4 points tonight. This is Drouin looking good as he stick handles in the London end. Jonathan Drouin from Huberdeau, Quebec. Back to Albert Sauser. Drouin lost it for a second. Ryan Rupert shielded the puck. Got it over to Zadora. 20 seconds to go in this Halifax power play. Albert Sauser. They bring it into the London end. Liberati's out there, wraps it around. Martin Perk. Perk puts it on net. He's caught. Boschman, he's had a couple of chances. Couldn't put it in this time. Back on the ice is Lermis. Bo Horvat. He's trying to work his way to the net. There's another guy that'll be going 100%. No matter what that score block says.
Perk continues to take a beating out there. Took a stick into the chop from Horvat.
Mackenzie Weegar being forechecked by Tommy Hughes. Another penalty coming up to London. Chance for Stephen McCauley and Stolars. Able to fit to that short side, make the save, hangs on. And the penalty problems for the Knights continue. Halifax will get another chance to work on their power play. I've been asked by players in the tournament, players that are here watching, about Trey Lewis because they saw what he did against Bay Como in the UMJHL Championship Series where he fought 2 players and did a pretty good job. And a lot of people that play in this league have been asking about him.
Many players from the other teams that are participating have been asking. Players from other teams in other leagues. We had Damon Severson in the booth during one of the intermissions. The New Jersey prospect and young Kelowna defenseman. He was asking about him, so he's become a hot-button topic for sure.
Well, another power play here for Halifax. Boudreau down to Ciampini. Now McCauley, good chance and an opportunity for Darcy Ashley to get the hat trick. Can't show too much frustration when you're up 8-2, but that was a great chance for Ashley. He had a 21-game point streak at one point this season, so when he gets on a roll, he's another dangerous guy for Halifax. Ashley's pass, tried to get it for a few nights, didn't work. Scott Harrington, he comes into the Halifax zone. Boudreau, pass picked off. Josh Anderson trying to go the other way. High shot, hit a stick. Ashley. Moves it ahead. Long shot from Boudreau. No problem for Stolars. 27 seconds to go here in this Halifax power.
We talked about Darcy Ashley, just how good a year he's had with 2 goals in this game. He comes this close to getting his 3rd. On the power play, comes across the ice. Ashley in good position, swing and a miss, and a little disappointed he didn't bury it. But as you mentioned, RJ, you don't want to show too much of that disappointment. He's become a marked man in a hurry.
There's Trey Lewis, our hardest working player of the night. Down to Andrew Ryan. Lewis. Brett Andrews, he's been effective tonight. Ryan gets the puck in front. Lewis has lots of time back at the blue line. Ryan Falkenham, he had a nice goal earlier in the game. Andrews circles. Ryan again. Tried to make the pass in front. It hit a stick and went to Stolarz. Penalty is over to London. They're back to full strength.
Over the last couple of years, Zach Cali's played more than 150 games, and so the backup is Chris Clark. And I'm no Twitter follower. I might be a Twitter follower, but this guy is. And you can just tell by his name, he's quite the character. At Pine Rider 30, behind Zachary Cali will do that for you. My MVP seating for the MasterCard Memorial Cup. Hard to find a seat like this. Took a picture of the very seat he's sitting in now. Quite the character, but a guy who's really helped this hockey club, especially when Zach Cali needed a breather here or there. He was able to get in there and do some good things in goal. And of course, you always need a good practice goaltender as well. And no better practice you're going to get than facing this group.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a good VIP seat, but as far as MVP, he keeps things light for the players. They really enjoy his humor. Drouin, that was a tricky shot. Stolarz looked good on the save. Nathan McKinnon. Full speed to a stop now in front of the net. Burke looking for his fourth goal of the game. Didn't happen this time. Holtzhauser sends it back down low. Lots of time here for Mackenzie Weegar. Knights are on a change. Weegar loses it to Broadhurst. That Griffith pokes at it. Liberati, bright future for him. He'll be a key piece in this Knights team tomorrow or next season. We know they'll be in the MasterCard Memorial Cup again as the host. So he's getting some valuable experience. And we saw a lot of the Knights last year in Shawinigan who didn't play a lot that are now key ingredients to this successful Knights team.
And adding to Liberati, you can talk about Platzer, Ellie, likely Domi and Horvat will be back. There'll be a really good core group coming back for this London Knights team, as there was this year.
Stephen McCauley back to help out. Takes a hit from Ryan Rupert. Rupert's, he's hitting everything you can see out there in a white Halifax sweater. Halifax is okay with that.
Yeah, I think that's the one thing. I mean, and Steph Fournier talked about it a little bit. I think he said that the perception sometimes of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League team representative is that they're more skilled and less physical. But we have seen time and time again, team after team try and play that physical style of game against Halifax. That just doesn't work either. This team is well equipped to play a bunch of different styles of game.
Well, it's true. We've seen Halifax play a lot, and that's the game plan going in. Play tough on them, and they still managed to find a victory. And right now they are at the top of their game, and that doesn't bode well for the other teams at the MasterCard Memorial Cup. Halifax Mooseheads, they don't lose back-to-back very often. Only happened once during the season. That was back in January. McKinnon and Drouin were with the World Junior Hockey team representing Canada. They lost their last game to Saskatoon back on Sunday. And with just under 5 minutes to go, up by 6. Hard to believe they'd lose tonight, so they're in a pretty good spot.
You bring up a good point. You talked about the World Juniors and when Drouin and McKinnon were gone, and that allowed this team really to bond together because you saw the Ashleys and the Boudreaux and the Andrews and the Fourniers really come to the fore. Get lots of playing time, play the number one power play, play on the penalty kill, and that really helped bond this team together because over that stretch they won 8 of 11 games. And to a man, they say that was a great time for our hockey clubs because it really helped even out some of that ice time, and it helped take the attention away from the hockey club that had been there all season long. and allowed some of the unheralded guys to get into that spotlight when it became available. So really interesting how different points in the season can have an impact on the club.
Ellie's pass, just a little too far for Tommy Hughes to come up with. Now he gets it back to Ellie. Brendan Duke spins away from him. Miles Liberati. Right down to Fucali. There's a turnover. Chance for Anderson. Fucali. He had that whole side covered, and he made the save, pounced on the rebound. That's a good save by Fucali. So now we check out our save of the game. It's brought to you by MasterCard, proud to sponsor the MasterCard Memorial Cup, North America's toughest championship.
So all the draft-eligible players coming into this game are expected first-rounder. Zach Fucali is one of those guys, and here on Broadhurst, just good job with the poke check. Goes back off of the foot of Broadhurst and that close to going in. Ends up on the top of the net.
Knights have it in the Halifax zone. Dominic Boscheman, there's a hard pass right on the tape of Fournier. And there's a cross-checking call coming up. And that will be Matt Rupert heading to the penalty box.
Well, Dale Hunter looks on and realizes now that this will be an opportunity for his hockey club to play Thursday. They'll get a chance to rest, do a little bit of video work, and try and find the bounce back. But I love the point the guys in the panel brought up. What do you do for a goaltender? I mean, what's the thought process now? And no one can really anticipate.
Well, Skolars has been good since he's come in, but there really wasn't a lot of pressure on him. The game was out of hand, so big decisions. Dale Hunter and his coaching staff, Mark Hunter, Dylan Hunter, Jeff Hall. They'll figure it out. Charging call.
That could have go against Hughes. He's had a burr under his saddle all game long. He's played with a lot of edge in this hockey game, and a guy who earned his way on my steady eddies for his play throughout the course of this year. He was so good this year, in fact, that he was able to sign a free agent contract with the New York Rangers. But they're getting a little rambunctious in his own end. So he'll join the toothless Rupert.
Well, and I think Dominic Ducharme has seen enough of London taking penalties, so puts out his big guns here. 5-on-3, Burke with Drouin, McKinnon, Fournier's in front of the net, Albert Schauser, now he parks himself in front. Burke with a shot. We've seen him shatter a few sticks already in this MasterCard Memorial Cup, and it's only the third game. Shoots the puck so hard.
Amazing torque on it.
He's got a new stick now. Moves it to McKinnon. Cross-ice pass. It was bouncing. Drouin. Two-man advantage. Burke takes the shot. McKinnon gets one. And Skolars. He made the save. Burke. Drouin. Now McKinnon. What a pass. That shot goes wide. Drouin. Martin Burke. Drouin back to Burke. You knew that was coming, and that great shot of Burke stopped by Skolars. Now McKinnon and Burke switch spots. Nathan McKinnon, a couple of stick handles. That shot's off the ankle of Tyler Ferry. Essentially 3 defensemen out there for London. That's Ferry can be so handy. He can play forward or defense, and this is a key situation. That shot is stopped. Another fake by Burke. Comes over to Drouin. Now the net's well off, and that's a reason for the whistle.
Albert Schauser with the shot thereafter, and then a quick sorry to the goaltender.
And you're welcome. We've provided you with many highlights, or at least the Halifax Mooseheads have, for Connected tonight. They've been fun to watch.
Marty Burke, interesting game, and I thought for sure a first-round pick last year, much the same way Damien did. And when he slipped into the second, who else would get him? The Detroit Red Wings, go figure.
Yeah, they've found some great ones. Another one in that draft that sticks out is Andres Athanasiou. He was so good for Barrie in the OHL Championship Series. Former London Knight elevated his game. Red Wings might have something with him, too.
One of the fastest players in the Canadian hockey.
Boudreau trying a pass across. One of the penalties is over, so London just down one man. 1 minute remaining. Uyghur lofts one. That's square off the post. You can hear it. And then it's tucked in. I believe Ciampini gets the goal. Matt Rupert gives him a shot afterwards, but for Ciampini, it is important to get some confidence scoring.
And Rupert didn't like the celebration. Ciampini harms in the air here as the 9th goal for the Halifax Mooseheads, and he just tucks it in on the doorstep. And Rupert taking exception to that, a cross-check into his side. Just one of those nights. This is, that baseball closers mentality we've talked about a couple of times in this event. The London Knights are going to have it collectively as a hockey club here after this one.
56.2 seconds to go. 9-2 for Halifax. UNJHL champions. Also the #1 ranked team in the CHL. They'll be heading to at least a semifinal. They'll watch very closely tomorrow when Saskatoon takes on Portland. Halifax will be hoping for a Portland win. That would mean Halifax would go straight to Sunday's final. A Saskatoon win would mean the Blades would go straight to Sunday's final.
Isn't that something? Seeing unprecedented stuff here. 9 goals in a game.
Well, that's not something Knights have seen much either. Allowing 9.
December 10th, 2010, the last time that happened. A 9-4 loss against the Erie.
Very nice. Who needs a computer when we've got Sam right here?
You look up the dates. Don't ask me to do the math.
Well, there's the buzzer. This game was all Halifax. The Mooseheads show what they can do, and they weren't messing around tonight. They wanted to get the 2 wins. The first team at the 2013 MasterCard Memorial Cup to get there. And now they will play in, at worst, a semifinal and might go straight to Sunday's final.
Back-to-backs proved to be death. We saw Halifax come out and look a little flat against Saskatoon. London here on the back end of back-to-backs, not particularly strong in this game against the Mooseheads.
Well, if there is good news for London, they do get a day off before the tiebreaker that they will be playing in on Thursday.